Well, thank you to invite me and thank you for the opportunity to be here and taking this class with everybody because I'm learning a lot, very important to understand. And now I'm changing the position. You are looking from the outside to Tocantins River and to Brazil, and now I'm thinking about Lajeado Dam, the place that I have been working there for 20 years. So I have been in the field, and I went to I helped to the HEMA process. I was just arrived in Tocantins, and the group that start studying for the HEMA, they invited us to collaborate. So we did the field work. So we are there in the beginning of the reservoir. But before us, there were many people there too. I arrived there in 1996, and the Tocantins state was created in 1989. So it's the most youngest state in our country. So many things happened, and especially related with the infrastructure, the roads. There isn't roads there to go to Porto Nacional, the city where I live it, to Natividade. It's 105 kilometers more or less. It was 4 days. It was no roads. So it's very interesting because my colleagues at the university, they use horse. So they were living there in the state, and I get there, he was about 70, and it was great to listen to him to tell the histories about the travels and the trips. And fortunately, he was a geologist, and he worked with my advisor. So it was crazy because São Paulo, the big net. So I bring here some very small part, but it's very focused. So what we learned with, I don't know, right, but the mini, what we learned participating in this process, what is more kind of personal experience, okay? So Tocantins River Dam, Lajeado Dam, and monitoring the fish, not the fishery, the fish. Yeah, because the I will speak a bit about that. This is the base, and you know that, and I bring this to show you and to pay attention about all these basins. They are very different, especially for the fish, the diversity of fish. So Tocantins, Xingu, and Tapajós, they have more or less the same basin, draining the soil and the geology, and the evolution of the groups of fish here are kind of similar. Not similar, but we can find many similarities. Madeira is very different because the drainage area from Andes and the water are very different. So all the fishes are different. So we have the diversity, and most of the time we are doing in the same way. Or these studies like this and that, we aren't, we don't have the big picture in our mind when we are discussing some points. Okay, so at this point I was observed when I was Lajeado Dam working. So here is just one part. Thank you, Christine, because you spoke about the Tocantins is important, and you help, and Dennis too. These are the reservoirs planned for only for the Tocantins River, because we have Araguaia. The name of the basin is Tocantins-Araguaia Basin, and we have 11 reservoir that is being or planned for this area. but we have more 40 PCHs planned only for the Tocantins states and the Tocantins Basin, not for Araguaia River. So we have a lot. As in Pantanal, we have 120. Here we have already 45. Okay? So it's not only this. So here we have, I think it's better I use my finger. Tocantins, Tucuruí Dam that Marianne spoke about. It's very different area because it's almost Amazon. The flood plain and they had many problems. It was the first one. The second one was here, Serra da Mesa Dam, where Christina is working to. It's another ecosystem because here we have a cerrado, very dry, and we have one station of water and 6 months without any rain. So the water is very, very different in this period. And we have Canabrava here. It closed after Lajeado. Lajeado closed in 21, Canabrava in 22, Peixes de Cal in 26, São Salvador in 29, and the Strait in 2011. So we had 5 big reservoirs from here until here constructed in 10 years, more or less. And these processes are very fast for us. And even if you are used to, with this process, and the Sinomar, I think they were in the Orgambiental, the people that work this is crazy because Estreito, I think have more than 100 pages, and they say, oh, you have this, and you have less than 3 months, I think 45 days to give the answer. We will construct or not that. So it's very, we need to look for the big picture to understand, because sometimes we're looking focus on the one, and all this we're looking pieces. Why? We're looking for Lajeado. Why we aren't discussing the others? No, because they lost it here until here. They change this position sometimes to attend the other reservoir. It's very interesting. So as we have a good relation with the people here, with them, so we are doing our part. And I understand the people that are in the ground from the companies, they are like me. They are doing his job. Okay, so they need to find with the people and the university, and so it's very interesting. But the control isn't there. The control comes from another place. So it's for us to feel this, and understand this was important, because sometimes we are like enemies. So you are my enemy. A kind of a war is created because this and it's not the situation. Okay. So here it's about fish, my area, and the Edipo is working in the Xingu area, and he's living there the same that we are living the past in Lajeado. So it's very nice to have him here. Here is the number of species that were registered in each of these areas, and I'll show this Estreito. So, Estreito is between Tucuruí and Lajeado. And look at the number of species. Is there something wrong with this? It wasn't. So when you look this up, is something wrong with this process? Because it wasn't, as I work with fish and I look this up. It's, so we can see this. And about the diversity of fish, only to compare with San Antonio, now we have more than this in Madeira River. Yes?
What's the Senac? Who did the study?
Senac is an arm of construction. It's Gutierrez, no, Camargo Correa. Is an environmental arm of Camargo Correa that existed. But the person that was responsible was knows ichthyology, and he was professional, and he was a teacher too. So we need to understand what kind of process. And to look to Marabá, this one, we did only one time, one trip in the field, but the other group did the study. It was a huge experience for us. This one that I'm afraid that we now, with the change of the government, a very, very huge reservoir, and here, this position. If it will be constructed, it's a very big impact, especially because it will impound the Araguaia River mouth. Because we have Tocantins River here and Araguaia, and the reservoir here. So, and in these areas, we have a lot of people that were removed and resettled from the other place. It's I spoke about this with Bob and Cynthia best because they work there. We need to pay attention on this in the future. Now we have to pay attention in every place, but pay attention that because it's very important. We help them. Okay.
All right.
Yes. This is a timeline only to see the Tucuruí and Estreito and how many we have in few time, but also to see here. In 1997, we had a law after the state was created. We had a law that not allowed fish in the state. So it was a problem because all the documents didn't consider the fishers because we had a law that said it's not allowed to fish. So all the people didn't
no fishing at all of any kind
for the line. No, for the law. No, they fish. The people there fish.
But the law prohibits all fishing of any kind.
Yes. But it was a mistake. And it was very interesting because the people that work with laws, and as I don't understand a lot, until we resolved this, it was, I think it was a criação do Ministério foi 2009. After 2009, when they created the Ministério da Pesca, they changed, not allowed, because by the state law, they couldn't prohibit the fishing in the Tocantins River or Araguaia because they are federal rivers. But the fishers couldn't fish there. So it was.
And there's a lot of big international sports fishing in the Araguaia, at least. That's why that surprises me.
Yes, but in Araguaia, no. This was only for Tocantins states, Tocantins state. But for Araguaia, you have recreational fish, and now Tocantins they had for recreational fish in some places and some people, but now they change. Now they change again. Oh well, this is the reservoir, and we studied fish for at least 5 years, going most of the time every month in the place from Pedro Afonso, that's more or less 10 kilometers downstream Lajeado, and more or less 10 kilometers upstream. So we have a great collection of data here, and but our reports for now, because we are working in the publications at this moment. And we did many before and after. Oh, we did many collections here before and after. 2 years before, and at least 3 years after. In some places, as Porto Nacional, more or less, the reservoir, we have 11 years every. We are just finishing the.
How long is the Tocantins River?
More or less, depends, 2,000 kilometers, or 2,500 kilometers, more or less. It depends, if you look at the Tocantins, but this is huge. But the main river, Araguaia River, is very important for the basin, especially the Pico do Papagaio. So, what we see? What we see in every area of reservoir. The environmental characters change. The temperature and the transference pH, conductividade and oxygen, all this change. We can't wait this because we know we are changing the systems. So we have this data, and I used to look for the temperature here. The temperatures are changing a lot, more or less. Sometimes you have 2 degrees of difference in the average. It's a lot for this and for the water environment. And the abundance of the fish change. I don't want to say the details, but we have this. The change in the reservoir, you have more some species than others, some species that was huge here, it's not here, especially in the one that use the bottom, the reservoir, very change. And the migratory fish change too, they are reducing. And these are the species that are in the downstream. The main species today, this is for last year that we did our study. I don't know if you know these species like this. All of them are small species. So the big species can find them there in the same abundance. Yes.
Are any of those seed dispersers?
Not on this, but we have the one.
But not the main species that are found downstream.
We had the dispersed species before, but
Now
now
they're not.
no, they decrease a lot. Especially because we don't have more riparian forest in this area, and the velocity, the fluke is important too. This is the fish recruitment, only the transparent. The dam is here, the river. So you see that change from more or less 1 meter to 2.5 meter of transparency. So that means that the sediment goes down and the water are so clear now. This affected the fish production. So here we have eggs and larvae of fish before the dam. So it is upstream, dam, and downstream. And how many, here the density of the eggs and the larvae. And after them, look, we don't have any more fishing and eggs and larvae here. This means that the fish are going up the production and they aren't, the larvae and eggs aren't coming back downstream. So, this is the position of Lajeado Dam. Here is the picture that Christine showed you. I think she took here. So in reservoir and downstream. And we have here fish ladder. So this fish ladder was constructed to fish from upstream. But we started with some experiments, and the recommendation is to close the fish ladder. And we did this. It was a very difficult situation, but they closed the fish ladder for a long time. But After that, we had some because of that, because of this. Because the fish are going up and not going down. So they closed it because as we have space here, they can reproduce. The fish could reproduce here, no need to put upstream. But after we had some big, huge mortality here, we open again this fish ladder. This is the fish ladder. We did some papers here, and this is closed fish ladder, and that this. And when we open this, in the 2 hours, it was full of fish. And up there. So they can found, especially food because they found this very fast. We don't know how they can locate it. It's a huge and important they took. So and here. Okay. And after that, now we are studying how to reopen the fish ladder. And there was the beginning of the year, we did the event about that. And the dike. I have some problem with it. The dike is here. One solution, because we have mortality of fish every day in this place. Because the water, the operation of the water, the level comes up and come into here, and they do some pools, and when the waters go down, the fish are dying here. And look, this is Lajeado City. So the people that live here in the two cities downstream here, because I have Tocantins, the fish, the indigenous people that live there, and the other side, Miracema. They are seeing these fish dying every day. And they say, oh, the fish are dying, the fish are dying. Nobody was listening until this event, because one fisherman, he doesn't know how to read, to write, but he made a denuncia. And
Denunciation.
Denunciation for the persecution, and the dam company, they got a huge multa.
Fine.
Fine. And so it's important to see that how we can resolve the problems. Sometimes we don't need a huge data or huge, but we need some attitudes. That like because this is the dike that they constructed now. It's working more or less. This is the first year. Another engineer solution. And here the fish in the area, they didn't exist for the process. So now they are reorganizing, and this is from what they think. This is the kind of work that workshop that we went to visit the people in downstream, and we asked for the visitors, what do you think you will see there? And they say, impacts, fisheries, adaptation, and it was what we were expecting to see. And when we go back, the most important is food and fishing adaptation. How the people are attached to that situation. And we couldn't see this being outside. We need to be there to understand this and to feel this. Okay? So some comments. the infrastructure improvement, the access, and the change the problems. Now we don't have the fluctuation of the river with the rain, but we have the fluctuation of the river with the dam. It's different, but it's a problem too. We're still learning about the fish community in the area. So these projects are a big problem for the community, but we can learn, and we need to learn with the one that happens to change the next. Sometimes we not pay attention to this. And that data is important in somewhere, but we need to pay attention in other things too. The resistance. This is the example of the fishermen that make the denunciation and change the situation with the risk. And as a scientist, are we thinking in resistance or not? So, as a scientist, what we are doing, how is our position? Because sometimes we have a political position. You need to take your position, and we can hide. And this I won't show, but I recommend to see this. I can send you a link. It's about the reservoir here, the Tennessee reservoir. Is the documentary on YouTube. Is very, very similar to the situation that we are living. And I'm always thinking why we are acting the same way as academic people. Why we are just writing papers and I'm not criticizing. Okay, it's only I have question for us and how we can. So this is many people. The most important thing here is this. Okay, I think this is most important sometimes because they are in the course. That's it. Okay, thank you so much.